Thank you, Dr. Gaber, Board of Trustees, faculty, honored guests, parents, friends, family, and most important, graduates. Congratulations. What a day this is. A great day for you, for your families, your classmates, your professors. You've done it. You are college graduates. Congratulations, you Rockets, you, all of you. A quick show of hands. Who is the first in his or her family to graduate from college? Congratulations. That is especially meaningful. You'll blaze the trails for others, for sure. Encourage others to follow in your footsteps. Cheer them on as others cheered you on. You are wonderful role models for them. Know that and be proud of it. Now, before I go any further, I want to call on someone out there. If you're seated in section 6, row 4, seat 24, please raise your hand over there somewhere. Someone in row 4? You out there? Does that seat have a kind of sat-in feeling to it? Like somebody's been there before? Well, that somebody was me. We had 6 season tickets in row 4 and row 5 from the late 1960s all the way through the 1970s. It was from that seat, right over there, that my siblings and our father and I, and occasionally our mom, cheered on one of the winningest football teams in college football history, the 1969 to 1971 Toledo Rockets. Sometimes people will say, yeah, let's hear for those Rockets. Undefeated Toledo Rockets, one of the greatest teams ever in the history of college football. Sometimes people will say to me in a nice way, complimentary way, hey, you've come so far in your life and in your career. Well, if you think about it, actually, I've come, what, about 60 yards? 60 yards in nearly 50 years? Well, that's about a yard per year. I don't know about you, but to me that doesn't seem that far. So come on, you guys, you can do better than that. Seriously, it's especially meaningful to me to be here in this stadium in the beautiful Glass Bowl. As a young girl in love with sports before Title IX, before girls and women were encouraged to love and play sports, I threw my heart and soul into that Rockets football team. And what did it do? It won, and it won, and it won again. For 3 consecutive years, ladies and gentlemen, I cheered for that team, and it never lost. The louder I cheered, the more the team won right here on this field. The Rockets never, ever disappointed me. They never let me down. They always rewarded my devotion with more victories and more happiness. How often can a fan say that about a sports team? And any wonder that I then became a journalist covering sports? I've come to know several of those players and coaches, especially the great Chuck Ely, and we've got the great Al Baker right here behind me. And I thank them for inspiring me every time I see them. So just as this stadium helped launch me into the adventure of a lifetime, so too does it launch all of you into the world today. Rockets launch. Get it? I'm sorry. I know, sorry about that. So, hey, I did a little research on commencement speeches, and it seems that when people are asked years later about theirs, they always say 2 things. Number 1, the speech was too long. And number 2, they don't remember the name of the person who gave it. Well, I'm going to work hard here to ensure that neither of those 2 things happens here today. Many graduation speeches this year will no doubt focus on the especially uncertain times in our country right now and your role in them. I'd rather look at it this way. Where there is uncertainty, there also is great opportunity. Where there is a void, there will be people who rush in to fill it. Where there is decay and fear, there will always be the dawn of the possibility of something new, and there will be hope. So, who out there wants to take that opportunity, fill that void, try something new, and be our hope for the future? Where are you out there? there's no doubt we will be voting for some of you someday. So, who's the future U.S. Senator in this crowd? Who's the future Teacher of the Year? Who's going to be the, there you go. I like that answer. Who's going to be the CEO of a Fortune 500 company? Which one of you, in what row? They get it, Dr. Gaver, they get it. Who's helping to find the cure for cancer? We're really going to cheer for all of you. Who's writing a best-selling book? I love it. It's not easy. Take it from me. It's not easy. And so many other cool things. You're out there. It's your call. Is it you? Will it be you? How will that happen exactly? How do you get from where you are right now to where you want to be in 5, 10, 15, 20 years or more? This is the moment when we turn to the Glass Bowl life lessons. You haven't heard of them? Well, that's probably because I just made up that name. You see, over the course of a decade or so, as I sat next to my father in Section 6, right there at the 40-yard line, between touchdowns and first downs and during timeouts, he would tell us stories, and we would listen. And in those stories, there would be some very simple life lessons. So, Glass Bowl life lesson number 1. The secret to success is that there is no secret to success. With the wonderful education you received here at the University of Toledo, what happens next is up to you. If you are willing to work harder than your peers and your colleagues, if you find something you love or are interested in and throw yourself into it with everything you've got, if you don't cut corners, if you listen and if you learn, you will be a success. What worked in 1980 will work in 2010, worked in 2010, it will work in 2040. Hard work, dedication to the task, an open mind, a quest to learn. That's it, simply. So, Glass Bowl life lesson number 2. No one said it's going to be easy. If you expect someone to hand you something, the likelihood is you'll be standing there empty-handed. And if you bite off more than you can chew, there's only one solution: chew faster. Glass Bowl life lesson number 3. Put your brain in gear before you put your mouth in motion. Or put another way, you have 2 eyes, you have 2 ears, you have only 1 mouth. Listen, think, analyze, don't just talk. Glass Bowl life lesson number 4. Write thank you notes. Not thank you emails, thank you notes. Do I sound like your mom and dad here? If you have a job interview, an informational interview, if someone recommends you for a job, does something nice for you, buy yourself some note cards or stationery, get some stamps, take out a pen, write a kind, several-sentence thank you note, double and triple check to make sure you spell the person's name right, put a date, the day's date, on the note, put it in an envelope, and drop it in the mail. You will knock the socks off the person who receives it, guaranteed. And they will remember you. Hey. Let's hear it for thank you notes. Yeah. And they will remember you, ladies and gentlemen. And they will remember your name. Oh, and by the way, the occasional yes ma'am, no ma'am, yes sir, no sir, that works too. It's not like you have to be in the military. You don't have to do it all the time, but show respect and kindness for others. And I don't care what certain people are saying or doing on Twitter or other social media. Being polite to another person will never, ever go out of style. Glass Bowl life lesson number 5. Choose happiness. Be positive. Look at the bright side. We all know things aren't always great. Obviously, if there are serious problems, of course, speak out, of course. But in our daily life, you will hear plenty of negativity. People will tell you you can't do something. Some will be your friends. Don't listen to them. Charge ahead with your plan. You, and only you, are in control of your life. Glass Bowl life lesson number 6. Stand up straight, shoulders back. I think I'm failing right now. I'll try to stand up straighter. Act like you belong in the room, even if you don't. And if everyone else acts like they know what they're doing, guess what? They don't. Not all of them. They're acting like they belong too. Know that. It's okay to be nervous. It's okay to have doubts. We all do. Know it, embrace it, and run with it. And finally, Glass Bowl life lesson number 7. With apologies to all the English professors in the audience, here it is. This ain't no dress rehearsal. Now, I asked my dad once if it shouldn't be, this isn't a dress rehearsal. He said, no, you've got to say it the other way, the wrong way. This ain't no dress rehearsal. What does that mean? Well, it means it's your one chance at life. This isn't a run-through for the real thing. This is the real thing. So go for it. Take chances. Follow your heart. You don't want to look back and say, shoulda, I shoulda, or I woulda done something. No, go for it. Live life to the fullest. So there you have it. 7 thoughts, 7 worth a touchdown and an extra point. These have all worked for me. They've always cheered touchdowns here in this stadium. These have all worked for me over the years, and I'm happy to share them with you today. I still think of these things every day. Every day I do. And I think and I hope that they will work for you too. Now, here's our deal. You're seated in the Glass Bowl on May 7th, 2017. I was seated in the Glass Bowl all those autumn Saturdays through the 1970s. So I have a question for all of you graduates today. In 20, 30, 40 years, who is going to be up here giving this speech? Which one of you will be giving speeches in other venues, leading groups, giving advice, showing the way, helping your community in ways big and small? Who is it out there? I don't pretend to have all the answers. None of us do. But that path, that can be yours. It can be yours. It can be yours. Way in the back there, it can be yours too. I want it to be for all of you. I want that in your own way. So, when you're over here giving the commencement address of 2037, and over there about the 10th row, when you're giving the commencement address here at the University of Toledo in 2047, let's say, and way in the back there, when you're giving the address in 2050, I have just one favor to ask. If I'm still around all those years from now, would one of you wheel me into the stadium? Maybe in the back there somewhere? I would love to hear what you have to say. Thank you, congratulations, and go Rockets.